An award-winning young South African medical doctor has been recognized as a global shaper for her innovation at the World Economic Forum in Davos in Switzerland. 26-year-old Dr. Tsegofatso Masenya has joined an elite group of global shapers, honored for the innovative ways that they've helped their communities overcome societal challenges. Business editor Xolani Mbanjwa spoke to Dr. Masenya.
It was in 2015 when South Africa witnessed the explosion of what is now known as the Fees Must Fall protests. Thousands of students taking to the streets demanding free education. In 2021, while she was in her medical studies, Dr. Tsegofatso Masenya came up with an idea to actually crowdfund for those students who are in need of paying outstanding student fees. She joins me now as having been recognized by the World Economic Forum here in Davos for her role in making sure that those who are in need are actually helped. Dr. Masenya, thank you very much for your time. How big is the issue when it comes to this outstanding student fees? Fees Must Fall has not been around really, but how big is this issue of students who are actually struggling with fees back home?
Thank you so much for having me on this really important platform to speak about this issue. I think if you look in South Africa, student funding and student being able to advance to tertiary education is a really big thing, especially after coming out of the matric results, and all of them are looking to advance to tertiary at the moment. There have been over 300,000 of them now looking to go into university, and there are limited spots, right? This just goes to show that there's an appetite to advance their studies. There's an appetite for people to go further in their studies. And with that, I think we need to also meet that and support that with funding, right? And I think when I was in university, what I realized was that we have funding schemes like NSFAS, but what about the missing middle? And this is the demographic that I was really interested in. The students whose household income falls between 350,000 and 600,000, who are sort of left hanging in the balance. You know, scholarships are saying, you know, you are not poor enough for us to look after you, and at the same time their households are not rich enough to afford the university fees. And so what happens to this demographic of students? And so when we look at them, who is supporting them, who is funding them? And so the GoShare was essentially the remedy to that situation.
How tough is it to crowdfund? Because that is people, ordinary people, putting their money in order to support an initiative. How hard and tough is it in South Africa? And how many students have you been able to help thus far?
I mean, it's difficult because the first thing you need to do is convince someone that you are worthy of receiving the money and the support, right? And, you know, we have tried very hard. We have a myriad of students who are looking for funding in South Africa, and all of the stories are worthy of receiving that support. So it's difficult to really say this one is outstanding, because all of them truly are deserving of the support. And so what we found is that people understand that the cause is important, that the cause is worthy of receiving support, but the difficulty comes with people opening their pockets and supporting financially. And so far we found that University of Cape Town, we had a student that was in need of registration, and we were able to assist her in actually registering, because being accepted is one thing, but if you can't enter into the university, then what's the point, right? We had another student at the Nelson Mandela University who completed her studies, but then she couldn't get her degree. And so what's the point of finishing, you know, your 3-year degree, your 4-year degree, and then not being able to use that qualification? And so these are the things that we're running into. And so I think platforms such as GoShare, and there are many in South Africa that people can support, and they're really important to amplify youth voices. Young people are looking to study, let's support them.
So how do you hope this World Economic Forum Young Global Shaper nomination, or rather recognition by those who are leaders here for you and GoShare, is going to actually help you and your organization?
Yeah. So I think, first of all, it's important that youth are at the table, right? Because this is the time where we talk about youth presence at the table, but also bringing youth issues to the table. So being here, by virtue of being here and bringing these issues to the table is really important, because this is the time when we talk about how difficult it is to get funding as young people, because we're told that education is important, but if there's no funding for it, then, it really becomes difficult to realize our potential. And so being at the World Economic Forum is an opportunity to engage with innovators, with world leaders, with people who are able to really shift the needle, move the needle in our favor as young people.
Thank you very much, Dr. Chehofatso Masinya, a medical doctor who's currently studying for her health economics diploma as well, helping other students who are in need to make sure that they realize their dreams, having been recognized here as a young global shaper for the GoShare crowdfunding platform. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I'm Olani Mbanjwa in Davos, Switzerland.